What's happening now? We're about to send you back to the future!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Back to the Revuture, the show in which we take a classic film that one of us or both of us might not have seen before, and we take a look at it now. I'm Drew Bridger.
I'm Amber Inch.
And at the top of the show, I just wanted to say to some of our listeners that there is a chance, due to the film that we are watching today, that we might be talking about a couple of things that some people might find upsetting or indeed triggering. And if that is the case, please do feel free to turn off this episode and download one of our many other also incredibly entertaining episodes of a film that you may also have seen before, and enjoy one of those, just to let you know at the top of the show that might be the case. I also probably should say that the sound might sound just a little bit different today because it is hot in Topeka today, and I've had to open up a window, which kind of changes the sound in here just a little bit because it doesn't reflect off.
Okay.
So if anyone hears in the background,
It's not that hot. You could have closed the window.
It'll heat up. We'll be like a tin of beans in a campfire after a while. So if anyone hears any pigeons flapping
at this
about,
time of night?
I hear them on the roof fighting.
Not at this time of night, you don't.
Sometimes they're out and about at the wee hours of the night. They've been in the trash out the back. They get a little feisty.
Shut up. We don't have trash out the back.
So just as a heads up, the sound might sound slightly different today because I've had to open up a window. And also, hay fever is no joke at the moment. So as you can probably tell from my slightly raspy voice in this episode, it's just all sorts of things going wrong at the moment, isn't it? Hay fever, heat. It's amazing we've made it this far as a species, isn't it, really?
Don't complain about the heat. Ugh.
Everyone's complaining about the heat.
I know, but everyone complains about the cold and everyone complains about the rain, and then it gets hot and everyone complains about that.
Oh, trust me, no, I'm less likely to complain about the heat than I am the cold, but I'm just warning, it's hot. It's hot, innit? So, Amber, we have hopped back into our Wayback Machine to go to the year 1991.
Oh.
You would have been only a single digit old.
Well, it depends what month it was.
Yeah, good point.
I'm guessing it wasn't December, so
probably not.
Not even a month old.
This film doesn't exactly hearken to Christmas kind of vibes.
No.
Does it? No.
Probably summer.
Yeah, exactly. We are looking at 1991, Ridley Scott directed Thelma and Louise, a film that is notorious in cinema history, mainly for its incredibly powerful ending, which I think people know the ending to Thelma and Louise way more than they do the actual film.
Yeah, I knew the ending.
Yeah, exactly. And if anything, the ending to Thelma and Louise is now so synonymous with other things in pop culture history and parodies and everything, that if you haven't seen the film, it's almost like there's no real way of fully enjoying it.
No, because I knew what was going to happen the entire time.
Yeah, which is a shame, really, isn't it?
Well, it was out in 1991, so we could have watched it ages ago.
I mean, yeah, but
We've had plenty of time.
Well, I mean, this is the premise of the show, is it not? That you've hit the nail on the head there. All of these films, we could have had the last 30 years to watch.
Yeah, so you can't
haven't.
moan about being spoiled if it's been out since 1991 and you only watched it in 2022, and then you complain, well, I can't enjoy it because I know what happens at the end. Oh yeah.
Hang on. You're telling me that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father? What? When did that happen?
Oh, I don't know, sometime in the 70s.
Yeah, and so, I mean, it is kind of that mentality. And I think we will eventually, this is probably the start of it, if I'm being honest, have a series of films coming up that will be very famous films that we're just like, well, we know how it ends though, because it's just got a very famous ending.
I don't know. There aren't a lot of films that I know that I actually know the ending to, apart from Titanic and this probably.
Well,
I don't know the ending to a lot of films.
I mean, Titanic isn't exactly a little bit of a spoiler. They weren't exactly changing history, were they? I mean, the boat still bloody sinks, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So I know the ending of that, but...
As a short aside, they really hate it when you call it a boat. It's not a boat, it's a ship.
What's the difference?
A boat is what you ride on a river with. A ship is a little bit more luxurious. Like, you don't exactly call it a cruise boat, do you?
No, but I think any boat cruises.
Oh, God. Wow. That's that's like how any hot tub, any jacuzzi is a hot tub, but not every hot tub is a jacuzzi. Isn't it? Or like every vacuum, every Hoover is a vacuum, but not every vacuum is a Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Every ship does cruise, but not every cruise is a ship. No. Wait, hang on. No, I've got it wrong. I've already ruined it. So, what did you think Thelma and Louise was going to be about?
I pretty much knew exactly what it was going to be about.
Okay.
They kill somebody, and then they have to go on the run, and then they drive over a cliff.
I mean, yeah.
I knew what it was going to be. I knew what it was about.
You have summed it up. That was kind of a 30-second sum up there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I knew what it was about.
Yeah. But you hadn't seen the film before this, had you? No, I didn't think so.
I'd heard people talk about it, and I think I've seen it on Gogglebox or something when I might have seen like 5 minutes of each part of like the important bits.
Yeah, Gogglebox does a really good job of like showing you the best parts of the film that people are going to react to, and then kind of out of context of the film, but then you feel like you've seen the whole film.
Yeah, because I think they showed you her killing him, and then them driving off the cliff at the end.
Yeah.
There must have been some in between, but I can't remember.
Yeah. So, what made you think about this film for one that we were going to watch?
Because I saw it on a recommended watch list.
Oh, okay.
That's literally
really
the only reason.
leapt out at you.
That's literally the only reason. You just kept going through loads of lists of things that said, oh, well, that.
And you just got bored. It was just like, oh, God, just this one. Just stop scrolling, honestly.
No, because then it came up and I was surprised that neither one of us had really seen it, because I thought that was something that people would, I don't know, would be surprised at you not seeing or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Now, I'll admit, it's been a long time since I've seen this film, and I can't exactly remember.
I thought you said you hadn't seen it.
Well...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you know. All right. Every time.
You would think that after all this time of me saying this stuff, you would just let that go. You just wouldn't do it anymore. Why do you keep doing it?
I don't know. Because I'm a glutton for punishment, obviously. I don't know. I don't know why I do this to myself. Yes, I have seen this film. No, I haven't seen it for a while. Yes, some bits of it I had forgotten. But I can't remember the context with which I watched this film. I can't remember whether I watched it...
On Gogglebox, probably.
No. Well, probably. That was a good, like, little reminder of the film. I can't remember whether the context of watching it was for educational reasons because we were studying it in film, or whether it was one that I just watched because I knew how famous it was.
I thought you told me that you hadn't seen it, and that's why I said we should watch it. I wouldn't have suggested it otherwise. That's why I said I was surprised that neither of us had seen it, because I thought you said, no, I haven't seen that. Now you're doing it the opposite way around.
Okay, well, for the context of this, I can pretend I haven't seen it.
No,
I mean, in all fairness, I think from what I can recall, I did watch it for educational purposes, because now that I'm actually pontificating on it a bit more, as it were, I vaguely remember that this might have been part of our feminism in cinema season in film. Season. The season of feminism. Yeah, it might have been part of our feminism in film thing that we were doing. And me being me, at the time, I was obviously watching it, but I was also a little bit, this is like educational, not recreational. So I was watching it, but with the purpose of, from a critical mindset of writing notes of this, of that, of that, and watching it in a mindset of less enjoyment of the film.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, there's two different mindsets when you're studying in film studies. When you're watching the films in film studies, it is literally, you are studying the film. The recreational aspect of it is kind of taken out of it, because you have to watch it in the mindset of, right, why have they chosen to do this? Why have they chosen to do this? So you're watching it, questioning it the entire time. And that's actually a lot of work. Like, you got to sit there and go, oh yeah, well, why have they filmed this shot like this?
They don't normally tell you to watch the entire film. They normally just say pick like a 10-minute scene and do that too, not like 2 hours.
Yeah, and again, that's probably why some parts of this film, I was like, oh, okay, I don't remember seeing this part.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing this part. So I think we watched it in like 3 different bits. So we would watch a 20-minute bit from this bit, a 20-minute bit from this bit, and then the end. And it's like, right, what progression have you seen? Like the Cliff Notes version of the film, essentially. Rather than the full 2-hour experience of it. Experience. Because, again, I forgot that Harvey Keitel was in this film.
He was in it a lot.
Yeah, he was really in it a lot.
That's what always makes me wonder whether they've actually seen it or not, because you say stuff that's really obvious, like you pretend, like, oh yeah, I didn't know Brad Pitt was in this. It's like, when did you watch this then?
I knew Brad Pitt was in this. I knew Brad Pitt was in this, but I was like, oh yeah. That's right. So, yeah, I mean, it's not that we really need to sort. This has gone on for about a 10-episode streak now. This whole, Drew pretends that he's seen all of these films, but actually he hasn't. Because he goes, oh, well, actually, I've seen it, but I didn't remember this bit. It couldn't just possibly be that I have a memory like a sieve, could it? It couldn't just be that I have. It couldn't just be that I am riddled with adult ADD and that I've forgotten some things that I watched over 20 years ago.
No, because like you could sit down and probably from start to finish recite other films, even though you'd only seen them like once or twice. And then all of a sudden you come out with, yeah, I've seen it before, yeah. And then
different viewing experiences, though. Different viewing experiences. Yeah, I can recite the entire script of the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man film. But that's because when it came out on DVD, my brother wanted to watch it 5 times in the first weekend, and then every weekend after that for a couple of months. That because you saw that like loads of times, but there are other films that you must have only seen a few times or like twice that you remember, and then you're like, I mean, yeah, okay. Alien? What? I didn't know there was an alien in that. Now come on, this is just giving me a bad rep now. This is giving me making me look like I've got imposter syndrome now. I mean, films that I've seen a couple of times that I remember, I mean, yeah, I don't know. There are some films, I suppose, that you watch and you go, yeah, this film really stuck with me, even though I've only watched it the once. I remember every single frame of the film, and I can identify it like right away. And for those of you at home that haven't played it yet, yes, that is a game that you can play online. It's called Framed. It's incredibly irritating, especially at 12:30 at night.
Yeah, because then we were watching Brokeback Mountain. And you're like, that was on the Framed.
That was on the Framed. What are the chances that today's one will be Thelma and Louise?
That'd be weird.
That was on the Framed. That was on the Framed.
You still wouldn't get it.
So anyone that's out there listening to this podcast, do yourself a favour, check out framed.wtf for a game that's like, it's essentially Wordle but with film cells.
Yeah.
So
It's fun,
do
though.
yourself a favour. It is.
You don't find it fun. You find it torture.
It is.
Oh, I wasn't going to do it tonight. All right, well, I'm not going to force you. You don't have to. No.
I mean, here's the thing. It's very rare that I have to have 5 guesses to get the film. And the times that I do, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
I've only ever lost it once.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
weird, though.
Thank you, Pedro Almodovar, if you're listening out there. You douche. It was a Pedro Almodovar film, spoiler alert.
Well, no, you can't go back and get the old one, so it doesn't matter.
No, I know. That's annoying. I can't go back and do it again and go, oh yeah, it was
So
obviously...
you're not giving anybody the answer?
It was a film that was by Pedro Almodovar that I didn't even know he'd made.
No, I don't know.
So, there we go.
Can't help you.
No. So, what were you expecting from Thelma and Louise? Were you kind of expecting it to be one thing and got met with another, or...?
No, I think I was pretty much expecting exactly what I got, to be honest.
Okay.
I didn't... Oh, it was long.
See, I'm not normally the person that goes, oh god, yeah, this ended up being like really long, because I'm always kind of an opinion that any film is the exact length that it needs to be to tell the story that it's telling. And there are maybe some like blockbuster movies that, in order to sell tickets or whatever, to get it into a
Cynical.
in order to get it into a certain amount of screens, it has to be X amount of time.
Yeah.
For X amount of showings per day from the production companies. So there you go. Okay, it's got to be this length. You've got it at this length. You need to trim this much off of it. And the producers and directors have to go, right, how much can we lose from here? How much can we lose from here? What can
That's
cut?
good, though.
It is good. But then films still end up being a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But it depends on the story that you're telling, and I feel that with films like these that have been nominated for Oscars, that they are the length that they need to be in order to tell the story that they're telling. Saying that, yeah, I kind of forgot how long this film was for what it is. There's an awful lot of just driving
yeah
in this film. And you see him stop for petrol like twice.
Yeah.
I mean...
Probably more than that.
I mean, so, yeah. It was long. There
were things that weren't necessary. Like, you didn't have... Okay, I don't know. Like, include most of the parts that you have to, but don't make them last for so long. Why does that one thing have to be 20 minutes, or why does this have to be this long? And didn't have to go on for so long.
Right.
Boring. I thought it was boring.
Really? Was that like your opinion of the whole film?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even find it that exciting, to be honest. Just boring.
Okay. I feel bad for having shown it to you now.
Why?
Because
it's not the first time I've watched a boring film to do with this.
No, and obviously, we're not dealing with like Usual Suspects here, which you really had a tough time watching. And I hadn't seen Usual Suspects when we watched that either, and it was different from what I expected it to be as well, because I kind of expected it to be a little bit more in line with something like... I didn't think it was going to be... What, you thought Thelma and Louise was going to be funny?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, because there's a lot that in this film that it definitely isn't funny.
I thought Usual Suspects was going to be funny.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be...
It seemed like it was going to be a jaunt.
I thought it was going to be more in line with a Tarantino film, and it wasn't.
Tried.
But speaking of Tarantino, this is the second appearance that we've had of Mads Mikkelsen. No, god damn it, Michael Madsen. God damn it! I purposefully was thinking, get his name right, and I bloody
And you
didn't.
didn't.
Michael Madsen is his
Yeah,
second
that's it.
appearance on the show.
He's dead now.
So, Michael Madsen?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh no, we had this conversation last time.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we had this conversation last time.
But the weird thing is, Mads Mikkelsen isn't dead either.
no.
So
Why-
who
why
are you
is that
thinking
weird?
of? Well, if you thought one was dead but not the other.
Oh no, is he the guy?
Like how Bill Paxton is dead but Bill Pullman isn't.
I don't know. I don't know who either of those people are.
No, they don't either.
Well, the dead one knows. Or the one that's alive definitely knows.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, I know which one I am now.
No, I think because we found out that it was like his son or something.
Oh, right,
There was
right.
like some weird stuff with his son or something.
Maybe someone that's gone back and listened to the Reservoir Dogs episode will be able to tell us that conversation. But I vaguely remember having that conversation. I do. You're right. Yeah, so it's a second appearance of him. It's a second appearance of Brad Pitt as well after Fight Club. And Fight Club was a few years after this. And I don't want to go on record as making the claim that this was Brad Pitt's first cinematic
Probably
role.
not. I don't know.
But I think it was definitely one of his earlier major film roles. I think he'd done a couple of other things before this, but I think this was his first kind of big film role.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and this is Brad Pitt probably looking like the best he's ever looked.
I think it looks weird.
Really?
Yeah.
That hair, though. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, I really only think that Brad Pitt can pull off that exact haircut. Like, it's just the right level of like boy band and dirty cowboy, isn't it?
Yeah, that gross. I don't like Brad Pitt, so
Do you not?
no.
You're one of like the only women on the planet that doesn't.
No, I know.
You don't even like Brad Pitt now
No.
when he's like older and a little bit more rugged.
Nope.
Oh, shame. You should have told me that before I took you to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, no, I like that film.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean? No, I like the film. I just don't really care about Brad Pitt that much. Everyone goes on about him so much, and I'm just like,
Really?
yeah.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
you're-
apparently it was his first. It's when he gained recognition. So
Right.
it's not like maybe not the first thing, but yeah, I
No.
suppose it got him noticed. So
Yeah. No, there is. No, I thought that was the case.
because it was quite early for him, wasn't it?
It was because Fight Club was around 1994 or 5, if my memory serves me right on that. No, it wasn't.
know.
No,
No,
it wasn't. It was
later
later.
than that.
It was later. It was like 98, 99, wasn't it? So, would you like? Speaking of Brad Pitt.
Oh no!
Oh, come on.
What's
You'll
gonna
like
happen?
this.
Oh. Go on then.
God, I didn't realize
Go
that
on, then.
I didn't realize that the trivia bit would become such a hassle for you. This was a section that I really regret starting 20
started
episodes
it.
ago.
I started it.
Yeah, you did start it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was so good that I wanted to keep it going. Okay, so you'll like this. Is the trivia worth the time?
No.
Okay, well, thanks for that. You don't even know yet. You might like it.
I just like to say no, like preemptively, just in case.
Preemptively. So, before Brad Pitt was cast, the role went to William Baldwin.
Who's that?
One of the Baldwins?
Oh,
You know, the Baldwin family.
he's the one that nobody knows.
He's the one that's not Alec or Stephen. Yeah.
Do they not have like a Daniel as well or something?
There probably is. I mean, there's as many Baldwins as there are Wahlbergs, so, you know. But he ended up dropping out. George Clooney was rejected multiple times.
He was too old.
Mark Ruffalo auditioned.
What? He must have been really young.
He would have been real young.
How old is he now?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He might be in his 50s now, so probably not.
Yeah, he would have been
In his 20s.
He would have been in his 20s.
Okay,
then.
that's not too bad.
Yeah. So Mark Ruffalo auditioned. Eventually, the role went to Robert Downey Jr.,
Oh.
but Ridley deemed him too short compared to Gina Davis. Gina was the one who picked Brad to do the part.
Yeah, I bet she did.
Yeah, I bet she did, horny old girl. God, couldn't wait to get Brad Pitt's shirt off. There's another one that follows it. For the more raunchy sex scenes between Brad Pitt and Gina Davis, Sir Ridley Scott had assumed a body double.
There wasn't even any. It was like half
Yeah,
of
I
one.
mean, it was just...
It was basically dark.
Yeah, I mean, is there an extended cut with just like that whole scene cut out? I don't know.
Where would you even go to find that if there was?
Where would you even find such a thing? Yeah. Let's have a look for it. Hang on, let's get the keyboard out.
No,
Let's have a
thanks.
look. Ridley Scott had assumed a body double would be needed for Gina. Shortly after he had begun
Why?
auditioning prospective doubles, Davis learned of Scott's intentions and insisted no doubles were needed in those steamy scenes. B-movie legend Julie Strain said in an interview she did double for Gina Davis even though they have completely different upper body physiques. So obviously
That's weird.
Gina Davis not only vied for Brad Pitt to do the role, but was then also like, oh no, it's okay. You don't need a body double. Don't need a body double for me. It's okay. It's all right. You know, it's acting. It's my job. It's part of what you pay me for. I mean, you know, work is work, isn't it?
Jeez. What a weirdo.
I mean, yeah, within the context of the film, it takes on a different light, but from a meta perspective, it's like, yeah, all right, you horny girl. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, it's such a chore for you, Gina, isn't
Just because
it?
last time she was married to Alec Baldwin.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Well, was that before or after?
What you mean in real life?
No, in Beetlejuice.
Oh, in Beetlejuice. Yeah. That's a good point. No, I think Beetlejuice came after this, didn't it?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, because Beetlejuice definitely came after Batman, and Batman was 1990.
Oh.
So, because I remember Michael Keaton went from doing Batman to doing Beetlejuice like a little bit later on, because it was after he worked with Tim Burton.
That's a weird transition.
Well, it's all crazy Tim Burton doing his...
Oh, no.
No?
1988. Beetlejuice.
Wow, I had that really backwards in my head then.
Yeah.
Well, so hang on, just so I'm getting this right, so I'm not second guessing myself. Tim Burton was Beetlejuice was by Tim Burton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay, good.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like one of the only good films he's done.
So.
Oh, I mean, if we're gonna
not starting this now.
okay, if we're gonna go down that rabbit hole, then
No,
you know,
we're not.
Okay, well, fine. We'll maybe save it for eventually when we do a Tim Burton film.
There isn't a Tim Burton film that I haven't seen, I'm afraid.
I haven't seen.
Well, there probably will be. There would be one, but not like a really, really famous one.
I haven't seen Ed Wood.
Oh, okay.
Which I think was one of Tim Burton's first films.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen that one. That had Johnny Depp in it as well.
Did.
So yeah, well, of course you bloody know it did. I was mainly pointing it out for the benefit of you being able to go, of course I've seen it and you haven't because it's got Johnny Depp. I was setting you up for.
Oh.
So I was leading into. Before you cut me off, I was leading into it's got Johnny Depp in it, so it's one that you've seen.
I know.
It's one that you've seen that I haven't. So it might be one of the other films that I decide actually maybe Tim Burton does have like more than 4 good films to his name. I don't
know.
For anyone listening that you might not know about me, I have a very controversial opinion that actually.
I don't think it's that controversial. I think it's just people that like him will be vying for you, and people that don't care.
I annoy a lot of people that enjoy Tim Burton films with this opinion. And I'm not saying that I don't like Tim Burton films. In fact, I'm saying quite the
Who
opposite.
would even get annoyed by that? Like...
I'm saying that the Tim Burton films that I do like, I actually think are really good. I'm just saying that out of all of the films that Tim Burton has made, only, like, I can count on one hand the ones that are actually any good. So...
Isn't that the same for everyone, though? For a lot of people?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think so, because I think some directors like Steven Spielberg and Steven Soderbergh was.
I'm sure Steven Spielberg. What's his name?
Steven Spielberg.
That didn't seem right. That doesn't sound right when I say it. Is that his name?
Steven Spielberg has done lots and lots of
I know,
really
but he
good
must
films,
have
and
some that are
you want like a really good film. Chances are Steven Spielberg is the guy to go to get it done.
That's because you like Jurassic Park so much.
Well, yeah, but it's not just Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of other ones as well, you know?
Well, I didn't mean just directors. I meant actors and movie people in general is what I meant.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Yes. There are ones that...
Like, you know, sometimes you like things and sometimes you don't.
No,
like,
absolutely.
I don't know why people would get annoyed by that.
Absolutely, and that is what this podcast is about. You know, I've said it a few times before, you don't like me saying it, but we're not here to yuck your yum, you know?
This sounds weird.
Well, I'm not here to yuck your yum.
No,
If you
why'd
love...
you say again?
If you love every single Tim Burton film, and you can find a quality in every single Tim Burton film out there... Great, then you're probably a better person than I am. So well done
Not
to you.
bad,
I'm just saying that out of all of the films that Tim Burton has done, I think 5 of them have good qualities in them.
Well, that's good.
That I
It
like.
was 4 a minute ago.
Well, no, I said I can count on one hand.
No, you said 4.
But one of them might 4, but one of them might well be Ed Wood, which would make it 5.
Oh, but you
so I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
it yet. All right.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Up until the time when he did Dumbo, I would have said I pretty much like most of his films.
Yeah.
And then he did Dumbo, and I was like, I don't
God,
even want to watch it. Can't bother.
And this is the thing now. He's become a bit of a shill now.
Did he do the second Alice in Wonderland as well? Was that him as well, or did they just take?
No, he was a producer on that one. I think someone else directed it.
So what are the 4 ones that you like?
I mean, we're going down a whole rabbit hole
I just
away
want to
from.
know this 4
Okay,
ones.
all right. So Big Fish.
Yes.
100%. Love that one, right?
Yes.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great film. Fantastic. The 1990 Batman movie.
1989.
1989 Batman movie.
So I was
Sorry.
going to say, because, you know, Beetlejuice was 1988 and that was 1989.
Yeah.
So it must have been the other way round that, like, they met and then did that.
Yeah, I think it came out 1990 over here, which is why everyone over here says, oh yeah, the 1990s Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
The 1989 Batman movie. Yeah, absolutely. Like, even though he's gone on record as saying, oh yeah, comic books are a little, like, I don't really read comic books. Like, right, okay, all right, so how did you figure Batman then? And following on from that, yeah, probably Batman Returns as well. But I kind of count them together.
Okay.
Because one was almost like a setup for the other, and they were a follow-on. So I kind of count them together. And even though it's taken me a while to come round on it, and I think partly the reason I've come round on it is down to you, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate
I
Factory.
do actually like that film.
I really like that film.
I do actually really like that film. Initially it was on the list as like, I'm not so sure about it. But, yeah.
So you don't like Beetlejuice?
And Beetlejuice as well. So that makes 5.
Oh yeah, that was Gina. Oh yeah, because that's how we started this whole thing.
That's how we started this conversation.
Yeah, so 5. Yeah.
I'm glad that we circle back round to Gina Davis.
Not Corpse Bride.
Corpse Bride.
I'm just gonna say what? Not for everyone.
Okay, so Corpse Bride, I like
that?
but Corpse Bride wouldn't exist without Nightmare Before Christmas being what it was, and everyone thinks that Tim Burton directed that film, and he didn't.
No.
Tim Burton wrote the book, which got animated, and he was a producer on it.
He came up with the whole idea.
He came up with the idea for it, but it is not his film.
Corpse Bride, I know, but what do you mean it wouldn't have existed?
So, all right. The way I phrase it is like this: the Nightmare Before Christmas walked so that Corpse Bride could run.
I know, but Nightmare Before Christmas is more popular than Corpse Bride, isn't it?
It is. It is really.
That's just the type of films that he likes to make.
Yeah, and that's fine.
He's got a style like that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. But and then it all started to hit the fan when he made Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg.
Ugh.
But then, that wasn't really his fault. It was more Mark Wahlberg's fault, I think.
Everything's Mark Wahlberg's fault.
Yeah, everything is Mark Wahlberg's fault. Do you hear that?
It is.
Donnie, get over here. They're saying things about me. Mark Wahlberg out of nowhere there.
We interrupt this show to bring you a brief word from our sponsors.
Amber, I would like to tell you about Greenbird gift baskets. Cool, you're interested?
Interested.
Excellent, I'm glad you said that, because Greenbird Gift Baskets is a small local business based in Southampton offering gourmet gift baskets beautifully hand-wrapped in biodegradable cellophane. They use products from small local businesses wherever they can and are perfect gifts for weddings, birthdays, baby showers, or simply as a thank you.
We are passionate about supporting small local businesses who offer delicious products and share our values on sustainability. There is a selection of baskets available online, Greenbird gift baskets at square.site, and all baskets are totally customisable for dietary needs and tastes.
Greenbird gift baskets offer sweet, savoury and mixed baskets as well as picnic boxes, and prices start from just £25 for a gift basket. Amber, they can even add wine or fizz for an extra special touch.
Collection is available from Southampton, or they can deliver to surrounding areas. So visit Greenbird Gift Baskets at square.site and check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Greenbird Gift Baskets.
Oh, and make sure to tell them that Back to the Revuture sent you, yeah?
And now we return to your regularly scheduled programming.
So, right, back to Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, I just can't talk about it because it's just boring.
So did you not feel... Well, did you not feel the way that a lot of people felt watching this film, that it's a story about developing yourself and stepping into, like, female empowerment of things? Do you not feel that it was, like, an arc of growth from being the timid stay-at-home housewife and the hard-working, taking orders waitress to being their own independent, free-spirited, powerful selves?
Yeah, but could they not have done it in like 90 minutes?
Probably. Probably. But that's what I'm saying.
Or even a little bit less.
I mean, they would have had to really cut some stuff down.
I'm surprised they haven't made this into a musical yet. Have they made this into a musical yet? Like on stage or something? I'm surprised they haven't. That would be perfect. Let's do it.
We could. I mean...
We'll just leave in the parts that are actually necessary. What should have been done in the first place.
Well, I mean, hang on. Most musicals usually run around 2 hours anyway, because they have to have the musical numbers and the dance sequences.
No, because it's got to have a break. That's why it's 2 hours.
Right.
So it wouldn't actually be 2 hours.
Right. Yes. Okay. So the logistics of that work out. Now, here's the question. Would it be an original musical, or would it be like a jukebox musical?
Bit of both, I reckon.
Bit of both?
Yeah.
Can you do a bit of both? Does that work?
Yeah, Grease.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise that Grease was like partly jukebox musical.
Yeah. They've got like Elvis songs and stuff.
Oh, right. Okay, all right. No, yeah, I get you now. Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, like being on stage. They sang stuff on stage in the stage musical that wasn't original songs.
Okay. So, half and half, jukebox musical and original musical. Okay. Yeah. What songs would we have? I mean, I don't think we've got the time to sit and sketch out the original songs for this.
No, we probably don't.
I mean, you know,
I'm not a lyricist anyway. So.
I think there would be something along the lines of maybe an original song when she's holding up the market shop at gunpoint, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody get on the floor or I'm gonna blow you away
No, it has to be country
with
music.
song.
It has to be country music.
Oh, right, okay.
No, because you could just, you don't have to write the words. You could just take the words that she says and put them in like a sing-songy way.
Sure. There'd be a song all about how great Wild Turkey whiskey is, because that's all she was drinking throughout the entire...
Yeah.
Didn't see her drink anything. No water. Didn't hydrate once. Just drank Wild Turkey. As a short aside, for all my nerd brethren out there, that's the same brand of whiskey that Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, drinks canonically in comics. So there we go. Small fact for you. That wasn't even trivia time. That wasn't even is the trivia worth the time. That was just
Maybe
a free
that's
one.
what happened. Maybe it's the vodka's fault that everybody just goes crazy on it because he's really aggressive as well.
Yeah, maybe. So I feel like that would be an original musical point there. But what unoriginal songs?
Unoriginal.
What other songs would you include in a?
Don't know. It has to be country music. Just whatever country music happens to be. Like that.
Oh! Perfect one to start it out with. Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. Come on, that perfectly encapsulates her character at the start, doesn't
I
it?
suppose.
Every so often, I just keep thinking like the from Simpsons, the Laleen Lumpkin song.
Yeah, I love her.
So you know her song maybe at some point.
Her song.
I don't know.
No,
Use that
you can't
one.
have a song from Simpsons.
It'd be a song like that.
Yeah, it would be a song like that.
It'd be a song like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So we've got Dolly Parton. I feel like Brad Pitt should sing a country rock song. Maybe something by like I don't know. Maybe something by Creed or something.
Creed?
Creed.
Are they country music?
No, they're like Christian rock,
Yeah,
but
that's not right.
but they sound really southern, so they sound like they're
No, that
country.
you need somebody like, oh, you know what should be in it?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah. But no, I can't sing it, can I?
You can start it going.
Life is a highway.
Oh yeah, life is a highway.
Yeah.
That would be okay. That makes sense. I feel like we are. I feel like we're making light of a film that attempted to deal with some very serious subjects here.
Yeah, but they were also out having fun, you know.
They were, and I think that that's maybe the key part of this film is you see them going from these fragile, panicky ladies into like these women that are actually end up having the time of their life. After they kind of just accept things that are happening to them.
Yeah.
And you said two things during this film that I found very interesting. Number one was just, you know, get rid of the murder weapon. Don't tell anyone. How are they going to know? How are they going to find you? And I felt like because you also said this is so unrealistic as a film because you've seen documentaries about shooters.
Yeah.
And they literally had all of the evidence in front of them and they went, nah, I don't think we're
probably
going to
not.
solve this.
Yeah,
and
that's
in
the
this
thing.
one, and in this film, all they had was the colour of a car that was seen driving away around the same time, and suddenly they have all of the evidence they need to find out who it was.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Literally, like, there's been documentaries that I've watched where there have been more than one pretty credible eyewitness that has said, yes, I watched him shoot out of his window and kill that person in the road, and it was this car, and all of the people that said what car it was all said the same car, and they've just like wandered about as if they didn't know anything and kind of been like, oh, but we don't know if that's right. You know, and it's taken them ages, and they've delayed, and they've gone round in circles. They've asked other people. They've carried on a different route that they were going down before that happened, and like chased that up way later, and it was too late. You know, all this sort of stuff. But then in this film, one person outside a bar who could have been drunk says, well, I saw a Thunderbird car driving off pretty much round about the same time. Didn't see anything else though. And then they're like, right, it's that car. Let's go after it.
You see them do
just does it straight away.
zero police work to figure that out.
Yeah.
You see them interview one person, and that one person says, "No, it wasn't them. They're not the killing type."
Yeah.
And well, I mean, except obviously they are. But like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I found that kind of weird. I felt like, I mean, logically, for the sake of the film, yeah, you kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit. But
I mean, I know
when
they
you're
would have been
thinking
found
about
eventually,
it,
obviously.
yeah.
They would have been found eventually. But I just thought it was like, it happened really quick.
Yeah, but then when you think about it afterwards, you just go, well, I mean, what evidence did they really have to go on? Because, yeah, sure, maybe one person saw the license plate of someone driving erratically around that area around that time. Maybe.
And then the only thing was, they've got the bullet that was there, and her husband said that was the gun that was in her drawer, so that kicked that off.
Yeah.
And then they found prints on his car.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, that
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. So I suppose every so
But
often
even
you
so,
get
they
bits
came to
of
that
it,
conclusion really quick.
Yeah.
Because, like, normally you would have to take the car away, put it somewhere, and then you'd be dusting it for it. It would take days.
Yeah, they would already be in Mexico at that point.
I think so.
If they were driving the amount because they were driving through the night as well.
Yeah, they were non-stop driving almost. They only
Yeah.
stopped like twice.
Yeah. So that was something you said that I was like, actually, yeah, that does actually make sense. But, you know, like I said, you suspend your disbelief sometimes when you watch films like this.
And it's not her fault, but I thought Gina Davis' character was really irritating. That's Thelma, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so annoying.
But-
She just kept creating problems and then never solving them, never helping. She would just create a problem, and then poor old Louise would have to try and do something to get her out of it. It
Yeah.
was just like, oh yeah, I got this guy, right, but he's a criminal and you're running away because you murdered somebody. Oh, well, I'm going to keep seeing him though. Why? Oh yeah, and I left him alone in the room with all the money. What?
Yeah, that was a stupid move that you go, oh, I see exactly what's happening here.
Oh, and now, you know, I'm
Yeah.
doing really well. I've come into my own now. I'm obviously supposed to be a criminal. I'm definitely robbing this bank, robbing this store, and that's going really well. The police are actually watching you. They're
Yeah.
watching you do it.
Like, the first thing you would do would be get them to turn off the CCTV.
Well, what you would do is go in with your face covered or something at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just cover up your whole head.
So you're just kind of creating more problems. And obviously, like, that doesn't count for the incident that sets this whole film
that's what I
off.
said. It's not her. That part's not
No.
her fault. But the rest
Yeah.
of it,
Just
like,
in
she was
case
just being
anyone
dumb.
No, exactly, just in case anyone got the wrong context from that. Like, obviously, and that's something that surprised me about this film, because I'd forgotten the incident that actually said, because from what I could remember of the film, I thought that actually they were going along having a pretty good time for like most of the film, and it was something that happened with Brad Pitt when they pick him up
Oh.
that caused that to happen. And I forgot that it happened so early on in the film. It's literally like the first place they stop.
Yeah.
And I forgot how harrowing a scene that sexual abuse scene is. I forgot how harrowing that is. Like, because you kind of think like, oh, surely they're not going to take it this far. Surely they're not going to take it this. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, okay. And, you know, she only really steps in like right before things start to get a little
Yeah, she was
too
in the
real.
toilet.
Yeah. So I kind of forgot about the scene that kicked all of that off. I don't know if I'd just like, I don't know why I'd forgotten it. It's the scene that instigates kind of the entire film. But yeah, I forgot how uncomfortable it can be
Yeah.
watching that. And I guess maybe when I first watched it, I didn't really kind of think anything of it, because I didn't really have the context looking on it now as to how serious it was. And I know that sounds bad, but when I was watching it and studying it from like I said before, not a recreational perspective,
Yeah.
I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, why have they shot it like this? Oh, okay, they've made this deliberately uncomfortable. Well, why have they made it deliberately uncomfortable? Blah, 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 blah. You know, I wasn't watching it with the hindsight of going, oh, actually, this is, like, quite uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
Really, it's like it's going on. Because you see her with, like, the bloody nose
Yeah,
afterwards.
slapped her.
Yeah. So I forgot that obviously was an uncomfortable scene. And, you know, apologies to anyone that's listening that is reminded of an uncomfortable scene that was to watch. But the other thing that you said was, like, this. You said this is prime for a remake.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's remade it.
Yeah.
Like at first, because I was thinking in my head, like, oh, they could have done this as a series instead of a film because it was 2 hours long anyway, so they could have just split it up.
Oh my
So then I
God,
thought-
that would be brilliant.
So then I thought, oh, I'm surprised. That's what kicked me off thinking, oh, I'm surprised no one's tried to remake it.
Oh my God, you know, so that is actually a really good idea. So imagine it like this. It's Thelma and Louise, but by way of Breaking Bad. So it's these two women that are just on this road trip. They start off on this road trip and things just start escalating and escalating and escalating until they actually just start living this life of crime
Well, that's
until
not,
they
it's
get
not
caught.
Thelma and Louise then, though, is it?
No, but it is. No, but
They
it's
just
still.
made up a new thing.
No, but it's still Thelma and Louise. But
No,
they're,
but I
like,
meant the film.
yeah, but it's done over a series, and it's kind of a little bit like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but I just thought it was going to be similar things to the film. So they're not going to like start doing and selling drugs and
No, exactly. No, but they kind of
just the same stuff that happens in the film, but in a series. That's all.
yeah, but they kind of go from town to town, and you know, rather than doing jobs, they just rob somewhere and move on to the next
Yeah.
town. You know, get themselves into more and more stuff until eventually.
It's the same thing though, isn't it? Like you know what's going to happen at the end.
Who would you cast in it?
Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis.
Really? As they are now?
No, I don't know.
Really? Oh, I was going to say that's a shame. Because they'd probably do that.
No, they're too old.
Well, I don't know. I think it means more that way.
No.
You know, because it means that
Then
they
the
would have
story's
lived
lost.
more of the life that they're escaping.
No, because you have to start it off. That's the whole point.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. Who's hot commodity? Oh, you know, if we're going with your jukebox musical idea, maybe one of them should be Olivia Rodrigo.
No, it's not both. She's like 10. I don't even think she's like in her 20s yet, is she?
Yeah?
No, she's not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Yeah. Because
No, she's not.
because then you could have her song "Good for You." It's like, you know, that was a bad impression of her, by the way. It's not like,
Yeah, it was.
sorry if you thought she was here in the room for a second.
She's 19 years old.
Okay, all right. Well,
Way
all right,
too
maybe
young.
not. I was just thinking. I was just trying to go off of your jukebox musical idea.
No.
Who else could you have in that series? It'd be someone that would be willing to do a series and not a film. So
Yeah, but I don't really know of any series actors that I don't know. I don't know.
do you not think
really
Claire
sure.
Danes would do?
Who's that?
Claire Danes from Homeland?
I don't think I know who that is.
What about her from The Boys, the blonde one?
Oh, the blonde one. Yeah, maybe.
From Starlight from The Boys.
Yeah, maybe.
She'd be good. She'd be good in a Thelma because she could probably kind of work both angles.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
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 She'd be good. And who else would be? I don't know. Millie Bobby Brown. Still too young.
Why'd you keep?
What about Winona Ryder?
Why'd you keep trying to get kids to do stuff? She's too old.
See, this is the thing. They're either too young or too old at the moment. We need to find someone who's like square in the middle of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
That's hard. I can't
who's
think.
firmly in their 30s.
Me.
Yes,
You.
same. Oh, maybe we should just make Thelma and Louise ourselves. That's where this podcast is going to take us. That's where it's going to lead us to. Us doing Thelma and Louise. You as you, me in a wig. I'll drive.
That totally misses the. So misogynistic.
Only because with an American car like that, you'd have to have the clutch. You'd have to have
It
the
wouldn't
brake.
have a clutch.
No, it wouldn't. You'd have to have the brake and the accelerator adjusted though. In an American car like
No.
that.
You wouldn't have the brake and accelerator adjusted because they're like right up high anyway. That's the whole point.
All right. Okay. All right. You can drive then.
I think
I
the
thought
point
you'd-
is that they both drive.
I thought you didn't like driving over long distances down straight roads.
No, I don't care driving over long distances. I'm just not a good passenger over long distances.
Oh, all right then. Fine. I'll get the snacks and you can drive then.
I can't understand why they said they end up in the Grand Canyon because that is way opposite direction to where they were before. They can't be right that they said that. Is they making that up?
No, I think so because they said they didn't want to go through Texas. I think that they.
Well, they were never going to get to Mexico then, were they?
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. They were going through California, Nevada area to get
From
to
Utah.
Mexico.
Utah.
Yes.
Wait, where did they start?
I have no idea.
No, me either.
But they were obviously going westward and around rather than south and through Texas.
I'm looking at a map of America.
Oh, here we go. I'll tell you what, you look up a map of America and I'll give you some trivia. How does
No,
that
I
sound?
found it. It's not
Oh,
hard.
okay, all right.
They must not have ever thought that they were going to get there. They must have thought that they were going to be driving for like the rest of their lives. How did they think that was going to happen? Yeah, no, it wasn't Utah. Where were they? Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they had
Yeah.
driven from somewhere to Oklahoma
Oh
City.
yeah, and then because the cop that stopped them when they put him in the trunk, that was New Mexico because he was
Yes.
the New Mexico police. So they went, yeah, there's no way. What the heck were they gonna do? I thought Mexico was down here.
No. No,
I
Mexico's
don't
on the
know where
border with
Mexico
like
is.
California and Nevada. That's why when people go for
Oh,
like
they were
a
nearly there then.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why in California there's so much like Mexican stuff as well because they're close to the border.
I know, but when I've been to Florida, there've been loads of Mexican stuff there.
Yeah.
And there's like loads of like when you go into the supermarkets, all of the signs are in Mexican as well. That's why I thought it was down there.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can get to Mexico through Texas, but they didn't want to go through Texas. They just had to go around.
Oh, yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. I didn't know where it was.
No, it's all south. It's all south.
So it's around the whole of the bottom of America.
From my understanding.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about geography, so
Yeah.
I would be really rubbish on this road trip.
You'd be like, I don't know, this road looks right. Let's just go down it. It's fine. We'll end up somewhere, I'm sure.
That's hilarious.
So here is a little bit of trivia, though. The sequence where Daryl slips and falls over on the builder's
Oh
supply.
yeah, that was real, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So we were talking, I think it was last episode actually, about things that get included in films
Yeah, I knew that was
because they
real.
were an accident that happened while filming, and they were just like, well, we filmed it now. We might as
just
well
got up
keep
and carried
it.
on,
Yeah,
so-
and so Christopher McDonald genuinely lost his footing. Despite this, he remained in character, yelling at the workmen as he got into the car and drove away. As he states on the DVD commentary, director Sir Ridley Scott liked the results so much he kept it in the film.
You'd have to keep that in, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
It's so funny the way you rolled backwards. I knew it was real because of the way he like kind of rolled back and like hit himself
yeah.
as if like it didn't look set up. That was funny.
The other one I wanted to, cause I felt I would tell you that one because that's going on. So I love scenes in films that get kept in purely
Yeah.
because they were accidental, and it's like, right, we filmed it, we might as well put it in. Like the shot, as we said, in Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise broke his ankle jumping from one building to another. Like, they had to keep that in
Disgusting.
because it was an accident, and it would have been stupid of them to not include it.
That's because he wants to talk about it. Look how good I am. Look how dedicated I am.
I love stuff like that, though.
I know,
I mean,
but
not
he's
just the
just
Tom
annoying.
Cruise stuff, but I love that.
Specifically Tom Cruise. That's my thing.
But I also wanted this one's good though. This is the 5th, and as of 2020, the most recent film to receive 2 Best Actress Oscar nominations, with both Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis being nominated. They lost to Jodie Foster for her role in The Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah, that was bad.
1991. That was better.
Yeah.
I thought you hadn't seen Silence of the Lambs. No, of course you've seen Silence of the Lambs, haven't you? Of course you have. Of course you have. Because it's based on a book. So, of course you've seen it. I don't know.
Of course you've seen that film
course
because it
you've
was a book, nerd.
Nerd. Nerd stuff. Oh, go read your book, you nerd.
Thank you.
No.
I would actually love to do that.
I would actually much rather have read the book than watch this film. If
this
there was a
book
book of
probably
Thelma
would have
and
been
Louise,
really
I would have read it.
Yeah, probably would.
No, I thought that was interesting. They both got nominated for Oscars.
That would have been a bit sucky if one of them won and the other one didn't, though. That's probably why they didn't
I
bother.
mean, yeah.
Because how can you
kind
choose
of.
one of either of them in the same film? Because they
Yeah,
both
because it was an equal
did,
performance.
yeah.
They both played off of each other so well. I would say if anyone had more of a chance of doing it, it was probably Gina Davis, because she shows the most change throughout the film.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, I can't decide whether it's powerful them deciding to kill themselves together because they're taking control of the situation and doing it on their terms. And that was something that obviously she didn't have control of the situation in the first place. So she didn't have control of this happening really because that guy kind of set it all off. And that was a situation that she wasn't in control of.
Yeah.
So they decided to like finally take control of everything and do it themselves. So there's that. But then there's also another thing where I'm like, but then they didn't just stand up and face what they'd done. So they're kind of taking the coward's way out because they're not facing up and taking responsibility, just like that guy wouldn't have done. It's like I feel like, oh, he wouldn't have taken responsibility for that, and that's where it all started.
Yeah.
And now they're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't tell like whether it's better or not.
Well, here's the thing, and I think, there is a line that hits the nail on the head at one point towards the end, which is just, she says, "You're right. If we'd gone straight to the police, they wouldn't have believed us because he was a man and he would have claimed this and everyone would have said this." Saying, it's like asking for it or whatever. And it is an unfortunate thing to kind of think about, that actually, in that situation,
because
unfortunately,
loads of people saw her like falling all over him and hugging him and dancing with him and taking his drinks and all that sort of stuff. So like there was loads of witnesses to that.
But, it doesn't make it okay.
No,
obviously.
I'm just saying that was her point. That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of a shame, really. But it's a powerful line, and it does hit the nail on the head. And it also reinforces the fact that the one guy in the whole film that wasn't trying to screw them over the entire time is one of the only guys that they didn't actually meet face to face.
Yeah,
which
and
is
they
Harvey
kind of
Keitel.
it's like they didn't believe what he was doing because he kept saying, "Oh, I'll help you." Oh, they were still going to get done for murder though because they murdered somebody. So
yeah,
he might have been able to help them get self-defense though. I don't really know. I don't know.
And I think that's what Harvey Keitel... This is the thing, we'll never know now. But I think Harvey Keitel was on their side to the point that he would have said, okay, tell me everything that happened in detail. Don't leave anything out. Be as honest as possible. And they would have said it was self-defense. He was doing this. He was doing that. And they go, okay, we've got no evidence for that. But we will do a claim of self-defense.
That was the point, though. There might have been evidence if they turned themselves in straight away.
Because if they had said that to him, they probably, the waitress at the bar and other people that knew the guy probably would have gone, actually, yeah, that does sound like something that guy probably would have done
she already said
at
that.
some point. So, yeah, that kind of sounds like in keeping with that guy. So... yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Who knows? Who knows what would have happened? Somewhere out there in an alternate universe, there's a version of Thelma and Louise where they do that, and it's a 90-minute long movie, and they do the right thing at the start, and it's just them getting their judicial system out of the way and getting off on a claim of self-defense. So there's an alternate version of the film somewhere,
Wow.
in a parallel universe.
That seems even less interesting.
Which is which is but it is a much shorter film.
Well, good. Yeah, that's what we needed.
Okay, well, on that note, maybe we should give this film a rating in that case. So as we do every episode, see, I was thinking the whole film, I've got to come up with something to rate this film out of, and I've realised I don't need to do that.
Yes, you do, because you actually haven't seen it, really, have you?
Oh,
You didn't even remember. You didn't even remember the most important part.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it with you if that makes if it alleviates
Always trying to
this.
make out like I'm the one that's never watched films. Always trying to make out that I'm the one.
Do you know what?
Oh,
if it gets me out of this rut of this person that you think I am,
No, it's not
I'll
a person that I
play
think
along.
you are. It's
I'll
just,
play along.
don't be sensitive about it.
Oh, well, maybe I am sensitive about it.
Yeah, maybe you are.
Maybe I am.
So as we do every episode, that's spoiler alert, that's what I sound like the rest of the time when I'm not on the mic. As we do every episode, we give the film a rating. The person that hasn't seen the film gives it a rating, but every episode, what the rating is out of changes. So Amber, what are you going to give Thelma and Louise? And what's it going to be out of?
I really don't know.
Shall I give it a rating first? Might clue you in. Okay, well, I am going to give it 3.5.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say 3, and then I thought, well, actually, you know, the ending of this film really kind of justifies the rest of it, and it's really powerful at the end. And sure, it's a long slog to get there, but it's kind of like... It's almost like the ending is kind of worth it, and the ending is the bit that you remember, really.
Yeah, it is like a powerful ending. Like, imagine deciding to jump off that cliff, you know.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm
In
doing
a
this for
split
me.
second.
Yeah, it's like, I'm doing this for
They make that
me.
decision so quick.
And I like that, I like to think that actually what happened is when they did it in The Simpsons, and they just land in a big garbage pile, because that's where everyone's been dumping their garbage, and they get out safely and just walk down the hill. So I like to think that happened. No, I'm going to give it 3.5. It's going to get 3.5 cowboy hats.
Cowboy hats? What?
Yeah. Well, because Brad Pitt had a cowboy hat, and then she had a cowboy hat that she got off of the guy.
I can't think of what I would give it. I don't know.
Oh, you could give it what are they called? Mud. It's gonna sound gross. Bear with me. Mud flaps. The what are they called on the back of the wheel of the truck? Because that's what they pointed out to identify the guy's truck.
Yeah, but that was
They're called.
gross.
I hate that term, mud flaps. It sounds so weird, but that is what they're called. You could give it out of mud flaps.
No, I'm not doing that.
You're not? Okay, all right. Well, there goes that suggestion then.
Yeah, because you said, I don't like this. It's really weird. But you can have this. I'm not going to have that then.
Oh, all right. Well, that was really worth me saying mud flaps, wasn't it?
Well, I'm going to give it 3 as well anyway.
Okay.
Not
3.
3.5, just 3.
Just 3.
Probably for all the reasons that you said, but just a little bit half less. Because, yeah, it's a powerful film and it's got a powerful message. And I think at the time, 1991, it probably needed to be said and maybe wasn't as listened to or understood in that way as it should have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It kind of dragged on a little bit for me.
And the message resonates today, though, doesn't it? I mean, has anything really changed?
Nope.
I don't know.
That's why they could make it today. It would be exactly the same, and everyone's
maybe for more reasons than just making it slightly shorter. It does need to be remade.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything to give it out of. There isn't anything. It's like, it's not that type of film, is
Whiskey
it?
bottles.
You can't just be like...
Little mini whiskey bottles. Because she had bloody loads of them. Or the chocolate bar out of the freezer. Chocolate. She kept putting it back in the freezer. Why'd you keep putting it back in the freezer?
I thought that was the fridge. I didn't know.
She kept putting it, the fridge or the freezer, saving it for later. Later never comes.
No, later is now.
Later is now.
I'm going to give it 3 Thunderbirds.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah. That's cool. Would you drive a car like that?
No. Too big for me. I'm too short.
Too big.
I won't be able to park it.
We're going on holiday in November and we're driving an SUV, and you think that a Thunderbird is too big for you?
Yeah, they're really long.
Yeah, that's true. They're really hard to park.
That's what I just said. They're really long.
Yeah.
And then there's no manoeuvrability on them.
No, they have zero turning circle. You cannot. You have to do like a 1,000,000-point turn in those. That's why when you see them like doing a turn in the road, it's basically having to do a handbrake turn to get it to turn. But yeah, so good luck getting on with an SUV. But at least they have a better turning circle. So there you have it. Thelma and Louise gets 3.5 cowboy hats from me and 3 Thunderbirds from Amber. But what do you all out there think? Do you think that Thelma and Louise is a seminal part of cinema history, really getting across a message of feminism in cinema to all audiences that watch it? Or do you think that it just goes on for a bit too long? Do you think there's just a bit too much driving in it? Do you think there should have been more Brad Pitt with his shirt off if it's going to be that long? I mean, hello. Yes, please. All of these... I don't know why I said that. All of these opinions... I mean, if you like Brad Pitt that much, then yeah, okay, fine, I get it. All of these opinions and more, such as any suggestions for any future films that you want to hear us talk about, can be conveyed to us through our social medias. I am at Drew Bridger.
At Amber Inch.
And don't forget to use the hashtag BTTRpod so that we know when we are being talked about on the internet. I'm really struggling to get my words out. I don't know why. It's probably the warmth. Amber, if the listeners have enjoyed this episode, what else, pray tell, should they do?
Like, subscribe and review on your podcast service and rate 5 stars. Also, follow at BTTR Podcast on Instagram.
Yes, definitely do that. We'll probably post some pictures of us up driving a Thunderbird off of the Grand Canyon.
No.
That's a shot that you get one chance to do.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. But yes, do tell all of your friends, all of the friends that you go driving around the country with. And if you are driving around the country in a big old Thunderbird, maybe listen to this podcast. It definitely makes the journey go a little quicker and saves you having to drink all of those tiny bottles of whiskey to pass the time. But do tell all of your friends. Podcasts like this do thrive on word of mouth. So feel free to tell all of the people that you like and some people that you don't like as well. If you haven't liked this episode, that is. But if you don't like this episode, you haven't got this far, and this message isn't for you. But until next time, Amber, would you, I feel like we should hold our hands in a tight embrace as we come rushing towards the end of the episode and play the... Hang on, let's see if we can get this on the mic. A little bit of ASMR for you out there. Oh, yes, there we go. Oh, let's just keep driving, Amber. Let's just keep driving. Let's just go. What do you think?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I like sitting down.
Oh, well, we are sitting down. We're in the car.
Yeah, but it's anxious sitting down.
Oh, okay, right.
I like restful sitting down.
Oh, okay, because all of these police helicopters are behind us at the moment.
Yeah,
so,
well...
I mean, I'm not exactly driving a Thunderbird. I'm driving a Citroen DS3. I don't think we're going to outrun them.